Stretching across western North America, the Rocky Mountains are one of the continent's largest mountain systems. This region brings together snow-covered peaks, deep forests, broad valleys, and crystal-clear lakes. For millions of years, they have shaped rivers, climates, and human journeys. Snowmelt from the mountain slopes continues to sustain farmland, cities, and many distant communities. Along the way, elk cross the grasslands while eagles soar through the sky. Bears, wolves, and many other species help maintain the fragile balance of this place. But behind the magnificent beauty, signs of disruption are becoming increasingly clear. Snow is melting earlier. Wildfires are becoming more intense and habitats are gradually shrinking. These changes are quietly rewriting the rhythm of life across the entire mountain range. To understand what is happening, we must travel deeper into this wilderness. And from here, the true story of the Rocky Mountains begins. As the journey continues, the narrow road takes us deeper into the Rocky Mountains. The morning sunlight filters through the pine branches, revealing fresh tracks beside the road. They belong to a moose that crossed the valley a few hours earlier. Farther ahead, a golden eagle slowly circles above the cliffs. These mountains provide shelter for bears, wolves, mountain goats, and countless small creatures. Each species holds a place within a fragile system shaped by elevation and the seasons. However, life in the Rocky Mountains does not depend only on forests, valleys, and wilderness. High above, winter snow still remains trapped among the cold, shadowed peaks. When spring arrives, sunlight gradually transforms the frozen landscape into flowing water. Small streams emerge beneath the snow and begin their long journey down the mountains. They merge into larger rivers that flow through forests, grasslands, farms, and cities. Millions of people depend on seasonal snowmelt for drinking water and agriculture. For centuries, indigenous communities have also followed these rivers. They understood the changing rhythms of the water and the connections among hunting, movement, weather, plants, and animals. As we move deeper into the valley, the sound of flowing water becomes increasingly clear. The river beside us is cold, clear, and powerful after the spring snowmelt. Yet that journey begins very quietly, with a single snowflake melting on a mountain peak. This simple transformation reveals how closely mountain life is connected to the climate. Snow accumulates during winter, stores water, and then releases it gradually throughout the warmer months. This natural cycle nourishes forests, restores wetlands, and sustains wildlife. Today, however, this cycle is changing faster than many species can adapt. Warmer winters reduce snowfall and cause mountain snow to melt earlier. Some rivers now carry less water during the hottest months of the year. At the same time, dry forests face larger wildfires and destructive insect outbreaks. Roads, resorts, mining, and expanding urban areas continue to place pressure on habitats. Animals searching for food may be forced to cross roads or enter residential areas. Therefore, the peaceful landscape around us may conceal a story of instability. Every shrinking snowfield and damaged forest affects distant lands. Protecting the Rocky Mountains means preserving migration corridors, forests, rivers, and natural seasonal cycles. It also requires listening to scientists, local communities, and indigenous peoples. A journey through these mountains is not only an exploration of spectacular scenery. It is also an opportunity to understand that water, animals, climate, and people are always connected. The future of the Rocky Mountains depends on what we choose to protect today. From the snowmelt regions that nourish the lifeblood of the land, our journey gradually enters layers of ancient geology. Here, life depends not only on flowing water, but is also closely connected to endless forests and eternal cliffs. From a distance, and visitors are easily overwhelmed by the magnificent boundary known as where the prairie meets the Rocky Mountains. Waterton Lakes National Park has been a masterful creation of nature in Alberta since 1895. This heritage land proudly holds the title of the world's first international peace park. The Prince of Wales Hotel stands majestically on a cliff, reflected in the mirror-like surface of the tranquil lake below. The gentle sound of waves blends with the rich fragrance of wild grass, creating a feeling of absolute peace. As night falls, a brilliant Milky Way appears, like a magical velvet tapestry embroidered with diamonds. Red Rock Canyon possesses a distinctive beauty, with vivid red cliffs interwoven with shades of mossy green. Cameron Falls sends white foam surging through the air, its deep, powerful roar echoing across layers of ancient rock. Herds of bighorn sheep graze leisurely in the mist, adding a characteristic touch of wilderness. The breathtaking natural scenery of Waterton Lakes promises to awaken every sense of each traveler. Are you ready to pack your backpack and listen to the song created by the harmony between the prairie and the mountains here? From another perspective, pronghorns glide lightly, like a passing breeze across the vast grasslands. Their orange-brown coats and pure white markings allow them to appear and disappear among the sun-scorched grasses, transforming this place into a stage for their remarkably agile presence. The extraordinary, wind-splitting speed of pronghorns traces graceful curves beneath the blue sky, awakening a sense of freedom within the soul. Their presence has woven the perfect final piece into the portrait of survival across the grasslands. Would you like to immerse yourself in the flow of wildlife one day and rediscover your own free spirit? Following the ceaseless flow of those wild footprints, the traveler's path will lead you to a pristine valley hidden among snow-covered mountains. This is Lamar Valley, the true wilderness kingdom of the northern forests. Within this vast expanse, life always unfolds according to its original natural rhythm. Morning mist hangs over the drenched grasslands, carrying the scent of damp earth mingled with the rich fragrance of pine in the cold wind. The river winds gently, like a silver ribbon, reflecting the deep blue sky beneath the morning sunlight. The distant howls of wolves echo from the dense old-growth forest, awakening the entire silent landscape. Herds of wapiti graze leisurely, casting long shadows across the shimmering golden hillsides. High above, proud eagles soar through the windy sky in search of prey. The colors of the valley change miraculously, from the turquoise surface of the water to the somber blanket of withered grass. Are you ready to let the untamed sounds of this place guide your journey toward rediscovering true freedom? Immersed in the primal sounds of the snow-covered valley, the traveler's footsteps wind along a trail through green pines. The flooded meadow at the foot of the Rocky Mountains is a sanctuary for countless species. In this land, the presence of elk weaves one of the most magnificent scenes of survival. Beneath the bitterly cold morning mist carrying the scent of damp pine, proud herds of elk display their massive antlers, resembling the dry branches of ancient trees. The resounding bugle of the dominant bull tears through the silence and echoes solemnly against the rock walls. Their smooth, golden-brown coats shimmer beneath the first rays of daylight, affirming their status as an iconic species of the mountain forests. Beside the winding stream, the giant bison move silently, like mobile fortresses. The sound of their heavy hooves pounding the damp ground blends with the rustling of grazing, creating a persistent rhythm of survival. Their thick coats, carrying the faint scent of mud and fresh grass, protect them from the harsh cold and sustain their resilient existence amid nature. The primal life of the bison continues with unwavering pride. Their steadfast presence weaves the perfect piece into the portrait of survival in this place. Would you like to stand amid this windswept expanse one day and feel for yourself the rhythm of freedom echoing all around? Following the tracks of the giant herd, the next journey leads the traveler toward a vast plain where flowing water and soft grass meet. This is Hayden Valley, a magnificent picture woven from endless grasslands and vibrant flooded wetlands. This land reveals a peaceful world that conceals a powerful pulse of survival. Beneath the morning sunlight, thin mist rises from the wetlands, carrying the earthy scent of fresh mud mingled with the fragrance of damp grass. The river winds like a deep blue silk ribbon, reflecting the drifting sky. The gentle murmur of water weaving through the reeds blends with the calls of gathering waterbirds, creating a tranquil atmosphere. Across the flooded grasslands, a herd of bison grazes leisurely, their dark coats standing out against the boundless green. In the distance, several pure white swans swim peacefully, parting the water and creating shimmering ripples. The green of the grass, the faded yellow of the dried mud, and the silver of the water's surface blend together enchantingly. This peaceful world of windswept grasslands and wetlands will surely hold the traveler's footsteps. The gentleness of the water sustains the vitality of the plants, creating a strangely peaceful sanctuary. Can you hear the whispered call rising from the damp earth, inviting the wandering soul to dissolve into that boundless, silent expanse? Leaving the vast plains behind, the traveler's footsteps turn toward the damp lowlands hidden beyond the pine forest. This is a silent world, where quiet life continues to multiply tirelessly day and night. This solemn marshland is the kingdom of the giant moose, where it moves with majestic strides through its natural environment. Amid the mist, the enormous dark silhouette of the moose emerges. As solitary animals, moose are often most active at dawn or dusk, seeking shallow waters to consume aquatic plants and supplement their mineral intake. Their massive palmate antlers are not only weapons used to compete for mates, but also help them perceive sounds with remarkable sharpness, affirming their unrivaled status within their own territory. Beneath the dew-soaked canopy, hardy willow bushes release their distinctive earthy scent. With their powerful ability to regenerate from broken and fallen branches, these plants are perfectly adapted to flooded environments. The tangled roots of the willows interweave beneath the water's surface, firmly holding the muddy soil in place while forming a natural structure that prevents erosive currents. Life beneath the willow canopy serves as a source of food and a safe refuge for the ecosystem. These bushes create a complex structure that supports and embraces the lowlands, weaving a portrait of enduring survival. The rustling of the leaves, blending with the silent breathing of the marshland, has become a symbol of this land's resilience. Moving beyond the damp lowlands, the traveler's view expands before a vast, level basin. This is Jackson Hole, an immense plain lying quietly at the foot of the mountain ranges. The land appears as an absolute flat expanse, opening up a spacious landscape for anyone who sets foot here. The ground of Jackson Hole stretches endlessly beneath a carpet of gray-green wild sagebrush. The wind carries the strong, dry, pungent scent characteristic of the grasslands. The river drifts slowly past old pine groves, murmuring as it laps against the pebbles. The withered yellow of scorched grass blends with deep green, painting a vast and silent space where life moves according to the tranquil rhythm of the plains. Immediately beyond the edge of the plain, the rock walls of the Teton Range rise vertically into the sky. Sharp peaks like granite blades, covered in brilliant white snow, sparkle beneath the sunlight. This is an area of exceptionally high terrain, where geological faulting has created sheer cliffs, completely separated from the low basin below. The air in the Teton Range is bitterly cold and grows increasingly thin, creating the harsh environment characteristic of high mountains. From time to time, freezing winds suddenly rush down, pressing their icy breath against the skin. The whistling through the granite crevices creates a solitary harmony, forcing the traveler to confront the cold, majestic silence of nature. Sunlight drying the towering mountain range leads the traveler's footsteps into the barren land. This is an arid plain, home to the resilient mule deer, where enduring life continues silently through every season of scorching heat. Partially hidden behind the foliage, a mule deer appears with its large ears standing upright as it listens. Its gray-brown coat helps it blend into the rocks and soil. Stepping lightly across the scorching gravel, it leisurely grazes on the sparse vegetation, conserving every drop of water to survive the dry season. Beneath the high sky, dense clusters of silver-gray sagebrush grow together, releasing their distinctive, pungent scent. The wind blowing through the gaunt sagebrush branches creates a lonely, rustling sound. The existence of sagebrush weaves a powerful song of survival, bearing witness to a primal vitality that rises above the harshness of nature. Bidding farewell to the dusty plain, the journey leads your footsteps toward a cool, refreshing land brimming with vitality. This is Kawunichi Valley, a lush green basin stretching beneath stands of ancient pine trees. It is the remarkable meeting place of dense forests, vast grasslands, and the pristine flow of the headwaters of the Colorado River. Standing amid the verdant valley, we seem to hear the joyful voice of the young river beginning its journey of 10,000 miles. Beneath the radiant canopy, the aspen grove trembles in the wind, while the air carries the faintly sweet scent of tree sap and bark blended with the fragrance of damp earth. The wind glides through the aspens, causing millions of thin leaves to rustle like falling rain. The pure white trunks rise vertically, creating an enchanting and silent space amid nature. The survival of the aspen grove is closely connected to the footsteps of the grazing herds. Every stretch of forest and every young shoot bears the marks of the animals' browsing habits. Standing here, we can clearly feel life constantly rebuilding and transforming in rhythm with the unceasing movement of nature. Along the steep trail, the journey carries your footsteps into a magnificent realm where the endless greenery merges with the water. Before us, the crystal-clear surface of Bear Lake lies motionless, opening a path toward tranquility in the heart of the ancient forest. Surrounding Bear Lake, the air carries the pure scent of pine, blended with the cold, rising from the deep water. Gentle waves softly lap against the pebble shore with a murmuring sound. This is a peaceful resting place where the breath of the ancient forest fills the air with layers of damp and delicate fragrances. Looking upward, Hallett Peak rises like a sheer wall of gray granite, tearing through the mist and reaching toward the blue sky. Sunlight shines upon the rock face, revealing streaks of brilliant white snow. This is a land of challenge, where the dense pine forest gradually thins out, giving way to barren, rocky expanses and resilient wild grasses clinging firmly to the ground. At Hallett Peak, powerful winds whistle through the rock crevices, carrying the pristine, biting cold of melting snow as they suddenly rush downward. In a single breath, the air shifts from the scent of damp pine resin to the piercing chill of subalpine mountain winds. Standing at this boundary, we witness the sudden transformation of the landscape as the stillness of the lake gives way to the cold severity of the rock face. Below, the playful American red squirrels are diligent gardeners. They gather pine husks into treasure stores that retain moisture in the soil, creating a lively rhythm of life that dispels the forest's inherent stillness. The existence of American red squirrels is closely tied to the prosperity of the forest. The seeds that accidentally fall from their nimble paws are the seeds of life left behind for Mother Earth. Everything blends together, painting a symphony of survival that is both resilient and deeply poetic. The cold suddenly strikes your face the moment you step beyond the last bushes. Before your eyes appears Lake O'Hara, where the emerald green water lies as still as a giant mirror, holding both the sky and the towering cliffs within its depths. Surrounding the lake are endless spruce forests, dark and solemn. Taking a deep breath, your lungs fill with icy air carrying the earthy fragrance of damp pine needles. The sheer cliffs surrounding the lake stand like enormous fortress walls, silver gray and stark. The contrast between the rough stone and the emerald green water creates a feeling that is both magnificent and isolated. Layer upon layer of sharp spruce canopies cling tenaciously to the steep cliffs, stretching outward to cast their reflections upon the tranquil water. The harmony of spruce forests, gray rock, and the emerald green lake transforms this place into a true, natural sanctuary. Standing at the edge of the freezing water, a sense of smallness overwhelms your mind as you realize that you are being sheltered by a kingdom of stone, water, and endless ancient forests. Beneath the ancient spruce fir canopy, your footsteps sink deep into a thick carpet of moss, soft as velvet. This is the kingdom of treetops shrouded in mist throughout the year, where the air is heavy with the scent of decaying wood blended with the pungent aroma of pine resin, creating absolute stillness within the vast forest. Darkness envelops the stretch of woodland as the piercing cold brushes against your skin. Only the sound of mist dripping onto the damp ground blends with the hollow howling of the wind through the dense, needle-covered canopy. The The majesty of the spruce fir forest not only brings an ancient beauty, but also forms a resilient shelter, protecting countless species through the harsh winters. Suddenly, the silence is broken by a faint rustling sound. A slender, clawed figure, as swift as a flash of golden-orange lightning, appears. An American marten. With its sleek coat and piercing eyes, it moves with remarkable agility, turning the slippery branches into its own playground. Its long, bushy tail helps the American marten maintain perfect balance as it crosses the high canopy. On the ground below, fallen logs lying in every direction form an ideal hunting maze. The intelligence and agility of this animal have blended with the ancient forest, weaving a wild breath that clings tightly to every time-worn carpet of moss. An overwhelming feeling washes over you as you stand before this immense basin. Welcome to Many Glacier, where majestic glacial valleys rest against the vast northern forests. Before your eyes, sheer gray mountain walls slice vertically through the sky, embracing the endless expanse of dark green pine forest below. The air is razor sharp, carrying the piercing cold of ancient ice mingled with the pungent fragrance of northern pine resin. The wind roars as it passes through the cold gray limestone cliffs above. Below, the rushing water from melting glacial waterfalls pours into the valley with a steady murmur, persistent like the heartbeat of the mountains. Dark stretches of pine forest cling tenaciously to the valley floor, carved by ancient glaciers. The lush green of the needles contrasts starkly with the barren, vertical rocky slopes. As the elevation rises, the ancient forest gradually thins, giving way entirely to rock and patches of eternal white snow glistening beneath the sunlight. Gray limestone rests above the dark pine carpet, forming a harsh and silent boundary of survival. In this land, glaciers carve deep scars into the body of the mountains, while the endless pine forests have silently filled those desolate spaces over millions of years. Standing in the heart of the valley, the piercing cold surrounds you, reminding you of nature's immense power of destruction and rebirth. This land unfolds before the traveler, with hillsides filled with the brilliant red hues of berry shrubs. The air is saturated with the intensely sweet scent and faint fermented aroma of fruit ripening beneath the sun, where fruit-laden vegetation offers precious nutrients to the ecosystem before winter arrives. Only the buzzing of bees gathering nectar and the rustling of wind sweeping through the shrubland can be heard, creating an atmosphere that is peaceful, yet filled with tension. The berry shrubs are not merely vegetation, but an enormous storehouse of biological energy, playing a vital role in sustaining the wilderness's enduring food chain. From the shadows of the vast forest, a towering giant emerges, a grizzly bear. With its imposing raised shoulders, it enters the berry patch and extends its long, sharp claws to enjoy the bounty of autumn. Clusters of ripe berries burst beneath its large muzzle, staining one corner red and creating an image steeped in wilderness. For the grizzly bear, the berry patch is an essential source of energy reserves needed to build a thick layer of fat, helping it endure the long hibernation ahead. Life here is tightly connected through the powerful survival instinct of the northern giant, bearing witness to a legend of nature that continues through every season of ripening berries. The wind whistles relentlessly, clutching tightly at your clothing as you stand on this high summit. Welcome to Mount Washburn, where endless forests, wildflower meadows, and the devastating marks of ancient wildfires merge together. Your view opens across a vast expanse, where the earth undulates like a gigantic patchwork carpet of contrasting colors. The air is thin and sharply cold, carrying the scent of dry grass mingled with a faint trace of ash and charcoal beneath the forest floor. The wind roars ceaselessly against the rocky cliffs. Across the vast meadow below, the steady chirping of insects is swallowed by the powerful current of air sweeping over the mountaintop. The landscape is silent yet filled with power. Looking down the slope, a brilliant carpet of yellow and purple wildflowers blooms proudly beside bare, faded tree trunks blackened by fire. The contrast between new life and the gray ruins creates a harsh yet mesmerizing picture. The resilient coniferous forest covers the scars of the wildfire, rising straight toward the sky like a witness to time. The ashes of the past are the very source of nutrients sustaining today's brilliant meadow. Fire consumed the ancient forest, but it also opened the way for sunlight and the beginning of a powerful cycle of renewal. Standing on the summit and watching the green forest rise from the old ruins, you will clearly feel the enduring pulse of a land that has never surrendered to destruction. Lodgepole pines are like a genetic black box. Their tightly sealed cones refuse to germinate under normal conditions and open only under the heat of wildfires. This is the ultimate evolutionary gamble, abandoning safety in exchange for the opportunity to completely dominate the space after the land has been cleared. To conquer the kingdom, the new generation of lodgepole pines prioritizes speed over durability. They rise straight like marker posts to absorb the maximum amount of sunlight, transforming the burned land into a uniform and disciplined forest, where competition for light is resolved through a strategy of rapid growth. Meanwhile, fireweed serves as a biological shield that holds the soil in place. Its densely interwoven root systems reach deep into the ashes, preventing erosion caused by wind and rain, and protecting the precious layer of humus so that fragile young tree seedlings can take root and develop sustainably. Fireweed does more than add beauty. It also acts as an ecological control station. It improves pH levels and promotes mycorrhizal symbiosis, creating favorable conditions for this natural nursery to recover. Each brilliant flower is a silent agent transforming the remnants of fire into vigorous life. Mount Edith Cavell towers, more than 9,843 feet high, piercing the sky with a majestic and challenging presence. From its gray scree slopes, the enormous hanging glacier spreads its brilliant white wings like a beast sleeping amid the frigid heights, enveloping the landscape beneath its immense shadow. The silence here is frequently torn apart by deep, muffled sounds, the cracking of ice high above echoing down into the deep valley. sensation of piercing cold, pouring directly from the rock face, makes the traveler shudder, clearly feeling the harsh eternity of this land covered in snow throughout the year. At the foot of that rock wall, Cavell Meadows appears defiantly alive, with vegetation bursting proudly into bloom during the fleeting summer. Patches of purple heather and brilliant yellow mountain daisies crowd together beside the still unmelted snow, creating a striking contrast between the colors of life and the silent cold of winter. Here, glittering fragments of ice drift slowly across the lake's cloudy turquoise waters beneath the intense summer sun. The tiny flowers make use of the icy water melting from the glacier itself to revive after their long sleep. Standing amid the radiant meadow beneath the shadow of the rock face, we can clearly feel the enduring heartbeat of a land that has never surrendered to the harshness of nature. The ability to withstand powerful wind pressure is a defining characteristic of white bark pines. Instead of growing rapidly to compete for light, this pine species accumulates dense concentrations of resin and wood to remain upright on high mountain slopes without breaking or falling, keeping the terrain structure stabilized for centuries. This species' survival strategy lies in optimizing energy rather than quantity. It concentrates nutrients to produce calorie-rich cones, allowing it to maintain an enduring presence on barren stretches of land where other plant species are almost unable to survive. Precision in spatial positioning is the strength of Clark's nutcracker. Thanks to a specialized pouch beneath its tongue, this bird can transport hundreds of pine seeds at once and accurately remember their hidden locations across rugged terrain, despite changes in snow cover or the surface of the slopes. Its food storage behavior inadvertently becomes an effective process of natural selection. By choosing locations with loose soil and ideal light conditions, these birds create optimal regeneration areas, helping expand the pine forest's distribution to new elevations. The sound of hooves striking the cliff rings out in sharp clicks, defying gravity. You stand motionless on a path beside the abyss, the kingdom of bighorn sheep and mountain goats. In this land of jagged rock and howling wind, every human law of balance becomes meaningless before the masters of these heights. The scent of damp fur mingled with the sharp saltiness of minerals rushes into your nose. The only sound is loose gravel cascading down into the abyss. In the breathless silence, a firm snort rises from above, cold and filled with caution. The pure white coats of the mountain goats resemble patches of snow moving across the gray rock. Just below them, bighorn sheep with sweeping curved horns cling firmly to impossibly narrow ledges. Their gray-brown coats blend into the mountainside, blurring the boundary between living creatures and eternal stone. Life here is measured by every millimeter of hoof gripping the edge of the abyss. A single misstep means death, yet they remain leisurely, as though strolling across a flat prairie. Standing beneath the shadow of these rulers of the cliffs, you will realize that the heights are not a place to fear, but the home of the proud and heroic.
The presence of pikas within the maze of boulders is a testament to their instinctive speed of survival. Their gray fur blends perfectly into the cold stone, concealing movements as swift as lightning as they hurry to carry dried grass back to their nests and store it for the frigid months ahead. Every sharp chip-chip call from these tiny mammals echoes through the absolute silence of the high mountains. It is more than a warning signal. It is a forceful declaration of ownership over a territory where every narrow rock crevice serves as a proud fortress of survival. Leisurely stillness, by contrast, is the strategic weapon of the yellow-bellied marmot as it chooses to bask upon the rocks. Its yellow-orange belly glows like a small flame amid the dry boulder field, capturing the last warmth held within the thin mountain air before winter takes command. sharp whistle rings out from these animals the instant a dark shadow passes overhead, triggering an exceptionally sensitive alarm response. In a fraction of a second, they all vanish into the boulders, bearing witness to the resilience and unyielding spirit of life even under the harshest conditions.
The long shadow cast by Mount Robson spreads across the entire land, cold and commanding. Beneath your feet, ancient, aging forests release the rich scent of decaying wood and pine resin, creating an atmosphere thick with time. Dense canopies obscure the view, allowing only a few pale rays of sunlight to filter through and dance across the damp, moss-covered ground. Leaving the darkness of the ancient forest, your view suddenly bursts open before an enormous mass of dark rock piercing the clouds. The summit is draped in brilliant white eternal ice, contrasting sharply with the dark cliffs low. Glaciers silently carve their way down the mountainside, carrying the dry, cracking sounds of ice shifting under thousands of years of pressure. The surroundings are frighteningly silent, with only the wind passing through the rock crevices and creating deep, muffled sounds. The cold air from the eternal ice strikes your face, sharp and pure. Every movement here is slow, as though trying to preserve the breath of a lost age. Under the protection of this towering summit, you understand that you are standing within an immensely long journey. At the boundary between lush, ancient forests and the unchanging beauty of eternal ice, Mount Robson stands as a testament to the life cycle of the Earth, a place where time stops to make way for absolute silence. The permanence of the cliffs and ancient forests is merely the backdrop, for beneath that solid outer layer lies the silent pulse of awakening currents. Let us follow the drops of melting ice as they begin their journey away from the peaks to awaken the entire ecosystem in the valley below. With their stocky bodies and echoing whistles, hoary marmots serve as steadfast sentinels along the Columbia icefield. Their time to build up fat reserves is remarkably brief. The young must grow at extraordinary speed before an 8-month hibernation, making survival here especially challenging. Their vigilant eyes constantly scan every corner of the rocky outcrops. Near the snow line, the silence is suddenly broken by the wing beats of flocks of gray-crowned rosy finches. These birds possess extraordinary endurance, thriving along the barren edges of the glacier. Their colors add a distinctive touch to the endless white landscape. Warm brown plumage, soft pink wing edges, and silvery gray crowns create perfect camouflage among fields of broken stones. They measure just over 6 inches in length, remaining slender and remarkably agile. This close relationship paints a vivid picture of mutual dependence in the wild. Relentless winds slice across the towering cliff tops with biting force. You stand beside the immense Athabasca Glacier, a realm ruled by crustose lichens and bighorn sheep. Surrounded by an icy wilderness, every living thing is closely connected in the struggle to survive through relentless hardship. The air carries the scent of mountain pines deep into your lungs. Near your feet, countless crustose lichens weave silver-gray patches dotted with brilliant orange, clinging firmly to the edges of the cliffs. A deep echo rolls across the rocks as a powerful figure appears, slowly chewing on tender shoots. The herd tirelessly gathers coarse branches into large piles, storing them around sheltered rock crevices to prepare for the bitter cold. During these constant movements, they unknowingly spread countless spores across the slopes, allowing delicate filaments to take hold and gradually transform barren gravel into fertile ground that nurtures life. The lichens depend on dispersal to thrive, while the sheep rely on vegetation to endure the harsh winter. Without either one, the glacier's frontier would become a silent and desolate wilderness. Watching the sheep wander among flowering rocks, you come to understand that life in this remarkable landscape begins with complete mutual dependence. With their immense wingspan and formidable talons, golden eagles rule the skies of the highlands as supreme predators. Their piercing, dagger-like eyes constantly sweep across the vast grasslands, carefully searching for any unsuspecting target. Their extraordinary vision continually scans everything across the open plains. Below, the peaceful landscape suddenly comes alive with the constant chirping of Columbian ground squirrels. As one of the primary prey species, they must remain constantly alert across the exposed grasslands. The appearance of these rodents is a masterpiece of natural camouflage designed to deceive predators. Their champagne-colored fur, accented with reddish-brown markings around the nose and mottled gray across the back, allows them to blend perfectly into the dry grass. Their bodies measure about 1 foot in length, compact yet remarkably sturdy. The sharp claws on their forefeet function like mechanical shovels, allowing them to dig emergency burrows through hard ground with remarkable speed. They live in large colonies, connected by an intricate network of underground tunnels. In the highlands, the thriving population of Columbian ground squirrels provides an essential food source for golden eagles. This life and death relationship directly maintains the ecological balance of the entire region. Towering in immense size and breathtaking beauty, Victoria Glacier reigns atop the mountain like one of nature's timeless masterpieces. The formation of its massive ice sheet unfolds at an extraordinarily slow pace. Snow crystals take decades to compress under immense pressure, causing this colossal mass of ice to move only a few millimeters each year. Its imposing presence continuously watches over and shelters the entire valley below. At the foot of the slope, the landscape suddenly comes alive with the tranquil waters of Lake Louise. It is the most dazzling jewel of the high mountains, renowned for radiating a remarkably enchanting glow amid endless pine forests. The lake's color is a fascinating optical phenomenon, created by the continuous cycle of geological grinding and collisions. Its waters shimmer with a pure emerald hue, at times accented by mystical bands of turquoise, creating a breathtaking brilliance beneath the sunlight. In this region, the erosion caused by Victoria Glacier is precisely what gives Lake Louise its extraordinary beauty. This continuous natural cycle weaves an inseparable bond between the glacier and the lake. The tranquil waters and dreamlike colors of Moraine Lake rest within a deep valley, like one of nature's most priceless jewels. Its extraordinary ability to reflect sunlight transforms this glacial basin into an almost magical landscape. The icy water, combined with the high concentration of fine mineral particles suspended beneath the surface, allows the lake to preserve its brilliant spectrum of light with remarkable clarity. Its mirror-like surface continuously captures every change unfolding around the surrounding pine forests. Rising beyond the veil of mist, the towering valley of the 10 Peaks dominates the horizon with breathtaking grandeur. Serving as one of nature's strongest barriers, these mountains rise proudly through the clouds, embracing the entire basin below. The appearance of this mountain range is a masterpiece of geological sculpture. Dark gray granite streaked with white is illuminated by ribbons of permanent snow stretching across the slopes. This rugged blend of colors gives the massive peaks an exceptionally majestic presence in the wilderness. Towering above 9,800 feet, with neighboring peaks forming a graceful arc, the range stands firmly against powerful winds, protecting the peaceful lake below. The enduring strength of the Valley of the 10 Peaks is the foundation that preserves the serenity of Moraine Lake. Together, the mountains and the lake weave an inseparable masterpiece of untouched wilderness. Diving effortlessly through rushing currents, American dippers command cascading waterfalls with their extraordinary natural swimming abilities. Their remarkable ability to withstand torrents of white water has made these tiny birds true masters of fast-flowing rivers. A protective nictitating membrane shields their eyes, while waterproof oils from their preen glands allow them to walk and forage beneath turbulent streams. Their sharp eyes constantly search for insects hiding among the rocky riverbed. Every so often, the waterscape is brightened by the graceful presence of flocks of harlequin ducks. Accustomed to battling powerful rapids, these skilled waterfowl drift effortlessly through winding channels. Their appearance is worthy of admiration as a masterpiece of natural artistry. Their beautifully arranged patterns provide exceptional camouflage beneath the long shadows cast along the riverbanks. Measuring about 16 inches in length, with powerful webbed feet, they propel themselves through dangerous whirlpools with remarkable speed. Along the mountain rapids, the lively presence of harlequin ducks and the rhythmic movements of American dippers bring vibrant life to the riverside ecosystem. Together, these remarkable species create an enduring symphony of life among the mountains. Curving like a gigantic claw, Peyto Lake reveals a beauty unlike any other in the heart of a peaceful valley. The secret behind its brilliant turquoise color comes from the abundant glacial sediment carried into its waters. Fine rock flour suspended in the lake combines with sunlight to create a remarkable optical phenomenon, causing the entire surface to glow with an almost otherworldly radiance. From the depths of the basin, the crystal clear lake draws your gaze toward the towering heights above. Through drifting mist, the majestic silhouette of Bow Summit captures every eye with its commanding elevation. Serving as one of nature's finest observation points, this massive mountain overlooks the entire landscape below. Its rugged geological formations carve countless folds and ridges across the mountainside. This exceptional vantage point eliminates nearly every visual obstruction. Its impressive elevation, combined with dramatic cliffs, provides an unobstructed panoramic view, revealing the untouched grandeur of the surrounding wilderness. Located along the spectacular Icefields Parkway, the imposing presence of Bow Summit is the very foundation that elevates the dazzling blue beauty of Peyto Lake. Together, this perfect landscape has forever shaped one of the most celebrated wonders of the Canadian Rockies. Spreading their magnificent wings, bald eagles reign over the vast skies like the true rulers of mountain waterways. Building nests high atop ancient trees demands exceptional survival skills. Their deadly talons strike with precision, seizing prey in an instant, and reinforcing their place at the top of the region's relentless food web. Their commanding gaze sweeps across the valleys veiled in drifting mist. On the calm waters below, the scenery takes on an elegant grace as flocks of trumpeter swans glide effortlessly across the surface. Among the largest waterfowl in the world, they move with remarkable poise, despite the piercing mountain winds. Their majestic bodies combine impressive strength with extraordinary elegance and fluidity. Their pure white plumage resembles giant drifting snowflakes, standing out brilliantly against the deep blue waters of tranquil glacial lakes. Weighing nearly 26 pounds, they require a long running start across the water before taking flight. Their long necks and powerful wing beats lift their massive bodies gracefully into the sky. Throughout the mountain waterways, the commanding presence of bald eagles is matched by the regal elegance of trumpeter swans. Together, these two iconic species compose an enduring anthem that echoes across the wilderness. Stretching peacefully beneath rugged mountain peaks, Bow Lake displays a shimmering surface like nature's own gigantic mirror. Its icy waters capture every ray of brilliant sunlight pouring into the deep valley. Suspended mineral particles fill the basin with a mesmerizing sky blue glow. This ribbon of turquoise water ripples endlessly whenever cold winds sweep across the rocky shoreline. The lake's immense volume is continuously replenished by an inexhaustible source high above. Looking toward the limestone mountains, Bow Glacier clings tightly to the steep slopes. This enormous glacier stores millions of tons of fresh water that have remained frozen for countless centuries. drop by drop. Icy meltwater seeps through narrow cracks, gradually grinding hard quartz into countless tiny particles. This patient process of melting creates an abundant flow of water that pours directly into the basin below. Along the Waputik icefield, the constant meltwater flowing from Bow Glacier is the lifeblood that sustains the beauty of Bow Lake. This endless cycle, transforming ancient ice into flowing water, has created one of the most magnificent natural masterpieces throughout the Canadian Rockies. Darting swiftly through muddy shallows, river otters display their legendary acrobatic skills amid powerful currents. Their dense double-layered fur keeps their agile bodies perfectly insulated against the biting cold. Strong, muscular tails act like perfect rudders, propelling them to astonishing speeds as they chase schools of fish. Near the dense reeds along the riverbank, a small dark figure slips quietly through the vegetation, revealing the presence of an American mink. Unlike the energetic splashing of the otters, this sleek predator relies on silent ambush to hunt. Its slender body is wrapped in glossy dark brown fur, with only a small white patch beneath its chin, serving as a clear identifying mark. It moves skillfully through tangled tree roots, striking frogs and rodents with remarkable precision the moment an opportunity appears. Along the mountain riverbanks, the relentless hunting of river otters unfolds alongside the stealthy movements of the American mink. Their shared habitat vividly illustrates the remarkable ecological layering that shapes life within the forest. Plunging from the summit of towering limestone cliffs, Takakal Falls roars with the fury of a wild beast. A colossal column of water crashes freely downward, sending clouds of white spray into every corner of the landscape. This tremendous force is fed directly by the continuous meltwater flowing from the Daly Glacier high above. Its deafening roar completely overwhelms the familiar sound of wind sweeping through the quiet forest. Receiving the full force of this powerful torrent, Yoho Valley opens its vast landscape to embrace the rushing water. This deep valley is truly a magnificent geological masterpiece carved during the ancient Ice Age. Towering mountain walls rise on both sides, enclosing the winding stream as it threads through fields of boulders. The dense mist rising from the waterfall nourishes carpets of moss and thriving stands of coniferous trees. Across the fractured valley floor, the endless flow of Takakau Falls serves as the lifeblood that carries vitality throughout Yoho Valley. The relentless movement of its icy waters has sculpted one of the most magnificent landscapes in the wilderness. Nestled peacefully within a ring of dense wilderness, Emerald Lake glows with a rare, mesmerizing emerald green hue. This captivating color was created by the gradual accumulation of fine glacial sediments over countless centuries of isolation. Its perfectly still surface serves as a gigantic natural mirror, seemingly untouched by even the faintest breeze. The reflections of densely packed conifer trees stretch clearly into the crystal-clear, icy depths. The reflection of the President Range upon Emerald Lake creates a breathtaking optical illusion. This perfect union of emerald forests and icy waters has woven together a peaceful paradise of extraordinary beauty. Echoing haunting calls through the mist, common loons awaken the ancient silence of temperate wetlands. These birds are celebrated as some of the finest aquatic hunters in nature. Their streamlined bodies, shaped like arrows, and legs positioned far back near the tail, propel them through the water at remarkable speeds. Their glossy black plumage, adorned with intricate white checkered patterns, gives them an exceptionally regal appearance. Their striking red eyes constantly scan the dark depths, searching for vulnerable prey. Sharing the same habitat, flocks of Barrow's golden eyes bring an entirely different rhythm to the landscape. These waterfowl prefer gathering in lively flocks that drift together across the waves. Their most distinctive feature is their brilliant golden eyes that gleam beneath the sunlight. A crescent-shaped white patch on each cheek further highlights their unmistakable appearance. One dominates the icy depths, while the other busily searches the calm shallows. The contrasting lifestyles of common loons and Barrow's golden eyes breathe vibrant life into the vast northern wilderness. Felling massive trees with their razor-sharp incisors, North American beavers personally construct their wetland kingdom. These ecosystem engineers tirelessly build dams across flowing streams to expand their ponds. Their broad, muscular tails function as rudders, while they transport branches through the water. Dome-shaped lodges built from mud and tree bark provide secure fortresses against predators. Taking full advantage of the newly flooded habitat, muskrats quickly move in to establish their homes. These busy foragers feed on cattail roots and succulent aquatic plants to sustain themselves. Rather than felling large trees, they gather grasses and reeds to weave floating resting platforms. Their rounded bodies, covered in mud-colored fur, glide quietly across the still water. The shared wetlands habitat is continuously transformed by the daily activities of these two rodent species. The larger species blocks flowing water to create ponds, while the smaller one carefully manages the shoreline vegetation. This mutually supportive cycle of labor continually enriches the biodiversity of these thriving wetlands. Wisps of mist quietly blanket the depths of the vast sinkhole basin. You are standing before the mysterious Medicine Lake, home to diatoms and ospreys. Within this water-filled basin, life is bound together through close symbiosis, allowing each species to endure the lake's unusual seasonal changes. The scent of damp pine forests mingles with the earthy smell of fresh mud, filling the tranquil air. Beneath the crystal-clear water, carpets of diatoms weave smooth brown layers that cling tightly to the fractured limestone bed. The sharp beat of wings slices through the silence as a large osprey swoops down and skillfully seizes a swimming trout. As ospreys tirelessly hunt, they unknowingly stir the currents, carrying nutrients into the immense underground cave system beneath the lake bed. This natural drainage network filters impurities from the water, keeping it remarkably clear and allowing the diatoms to absorb abundant sunlight for photosynthesis. Diatoms depend on clean, circulating water to survive, while ospreys rely on healthy fish populations sustained by the lake's productive algal communities. Without either link in this chain, the empty lake basin would become nothing more than a barren, lifeless depression. Watching an osprey circle above the slowly receding water, you realize that the remarkable existence of this place is built upon an inseparable web of life. Striding gracefully across the soft mudflats, sandhill cranes fill the wetlands with their resonant calls. The brilliant red patch atop their heads adds a regal touch to their elegant ash-gray plumage. Their skillful dancing displays, with rhythmic bows and sweeping wings, bring vibrant life to the quiet marshes. Their sturdy bills probe tirelessly through the mud, skillfully extracting roots and insects hidden beneath the surface. In sharp contrast to that lively spectacle, great blue herons choose to become eerily motionless statues. These solitary hunters stand perfectly still for hours among the sparse reeds. Their pale blue-gray plumage provides outstanding camouflage against the watchful eyes of creatures below the water. Their piercing gaze locks onto every tiny ripple created by unsuspecting schools of fish. With a lightning-fast thrust of the neck like a spear, their razor-sharp bills pierce their unfortunate prey. Throughout the shallow marshes basin, these two magnificent bird species divide their ecological niches with remarkable precision. One busily wanders while gathering seeds and plant shoots, while the other patiently waits in ambush for swimming prey. This intelligent sharing of habitat adds a peaceful beauty to the pristine wetlands. A veil of autumn mist drifts gently across the mirror-like surface of the water. You pause beside a bend of the Snake River at Oxbow Bend beneath Mount Moran, home to graceful willows and a prime feeding ground for moose. In this landscape of mountains and water, every living creature depends closely on another to sustain the endless rhythm of the wild. The air is filled with cool moisture and the fresh scent of meadow grasses. Along the muddy shoreline, countless willow roots form golden thickets, their tender branches arching over the waterlogged ground. The stillness is broken by the splash of water as a massive moose bearing enormous antlers steps forward and calmly plucks tender shoots. The moose steadily consumes large amounts of vegetation, building thick fat reserves to prepare for the bitter winter ahead. Its heavy footsteps churn the soft mud, scattering countless seeds across the shallows and awakening new life in the fertile sediment. The willow thickets rely on those powerful footprints for seed dispersal, while the moose depends on fresh willow shoots to survive the harsh winter. If either side of this relationship disappeared, the riverbank would soon become a barren floodplain devoid of life. Watching the towering antlers glide beneath the willow branches, you come to understand the cycle that has shaped this extraordinary landscape. Forming a tightly coordinated semicircle, American white pelicans herd schools of fish with remarkable teamwork. The enormous orange-yellow pouch beneath each bill expands to its fullest, scooping up gallons of water along with an abundance of prey. Their massive bodies, cloaked in brilliant white plumage, illuminate the vast expanse of open water. Every synchronized dip of their heads sends streams of bubbles rippling across the calm surface. Nearby, double-crested cormorants pursue an entirely different and far more solitary hunting strategy. Their jet black feathers deliberately absorb water, increasing their weight to reduce buoyancy. This unusual adaptation allows them to dive swiftly into the dark underwater reefs. Their sharp, hooked bills firmly seize any slippery prey that ventures too close. Within the open water habitat, these two bird species exploit the same resources using completely different techniques. One group sweeps through the shallow waters in formation while the other dives alone into the depths. These contrasting survival strategies bring vibrant life to the vast aquatic world. Resting peacefully within the embrace of a dense forest, Lake McDonald reveals countless colorful pebbles scattered across its shallow shoreline. Shades of deep red, pale green, and earthy orange shine vividly beneath crystal-clear water, bearing witness to an ancient glacial era. The calm surface resembles a giant mirror, perfectly reflecting the towering snow-covered mountain peaks. A tranquil atmosphere fills the landscape, interrupted only by the echoing songs of birds among the old pine trees. Leaving the lake's tranquil basin behind, excess water escapes through a narrow outlet. This continuous movement gives rise to the lively flow of McDonald Creek. Winding past ancient cedar trees, the stream murmurs endlessly day and night. Its gentle melody reaches the shaded forest floor, awakening lush ferns to stretch toward the sunlight. The vast reservoir above continually sustains the outflow, preserving vibrant life throughout every season. The cool, life-giving water nourishes deep roots, supporting countless forms of life along the moss-covered banks. This remarkable transformation beautifully illustrates the perpetual cycle of nature. In the wild world of the Rockies, every species plays an important role. Wolves, mountain lions, and grizzly bears control the populations of large herbivores. As a result, the grasslands are not overgrazed, and young trees have the opportunity to grow. When predators disappear, that fragile balance also begins to change. Even natural wildfires are part of the forest's cycle. Fire removes old trees, releases nutrients, and creates space for new life. From the ashes, new shoots rise again beneath the spring sunshine. But today, the Rockies are facing increasingly rapid changes. Rising temperatures are causing glaciers to shrink and winter snowfall to gradually decline. Water supplies are becoming less predictable, while the forests are growing increasingly dry. Expanding roads and urban areas are also fragmenting important habitats. many herds of animals can no longer move safely along their traditional routes. Therefore, conservation is not simply about protecting individual species. It is about protecting forests, water sources, and the corridors that connect the entire ecosystem. As the camera leaves the valley, the mountains once again appear in the evening light. Below lie deep forests, still lakes, and herds of animals continuing their journey. The future of the Rockies depends on whether humanity can preserve those connections. Because as long as nature remains in balance, the story of these mountains will continue.